Hello and welcome to David's guide for warrior DPS and challenge modes. First thing I'm going to talk about is gear. I don't care if you're in heroic, Siege of Orgrimmar gear, it all scales down to 463 with the same stats. So just bear in mind when you gear up for challenge modes, you want the maximum amount of gem slots. So just bear that in mind. And one of the trinkets, if one of them is a cleave trinket like from Norsen, you should replace it with the Ghost Iron Dragonling. No, I'm not kidding. It has 3 cogwheel slots with 600 stats to a cogwheel of your choice. And for warriors, that would be the crit mastery ones. And the third one will either be expertise or hit, depending, well, not, no, I'll get back to that, those two stats when I enter this dungeon right here. So your other really choice is haste, which is crap for warriors. But before I go in and show you the stats after they're nerfed to heroic item level, I'll go over the talents and the glyphs. Alright, so level 15 talents, there's Juggernaut, Double Time, Warbringer. I like Double Time because some trash packs don't last 12 seconds, like they'll die fast, and then you want to be able to charge immediately to the next one. That's where Double Time comes in handy. Level 30 talents is your healing abilities. Enraged regeneration is not enough to sustain you in challenge modes, because if you do get hit by something in here, you will most likely take more than 20% of your health immediately, not over 5 seconds, not over 2 seconds. You will be hit like a truck while you're on a motorcycle. Brutal, I know. Second wind sucks. My job in these challenge modes is actually healing on my Holy Paladin, so if you're down below 35% health, or around that amount, you should pop a defensive cooldown, because I'm most likely out of mana, or I have no cooldowns, and it's just going to take a bit to get you up there. Impending Victory is your only real option. It's a DPS increase, and it can pretty much save your life. Level 45 talents, Disrupting Shout is the most valuable. Level 60, in my videos, I'm going to tell you to use Bladestorm depending on the dungeon. For instance, when I do my Gate of the Setting Sun, the first pack we have 2 strategies for, and the first one would be to pull all of them and go in an alcove, line of sight them, that way they're all in one place. That's when you would use Bladestorm, and probably Bloodbath too, just for that extra oomph. But Dragon Roar is gonna be your best choice 90% of the time. Level 75 talents, I'm gonna go with Vigilance, because when I do challenge modes, I don't look typically that often at my enemies. I look down here because I'm a clicker. I'm good at it, so don't even comment on that. And I look at my party frame, which appears right here. Level 90 talents, Stormbolt is your only choice because of the cooldown. Bloodbath, it's okay, but you don't really want to snare your targets. Glyphs, it's your choice here. Glyph of Gag Order is great for casting mobs. Glyph of Raging Wind is good for the extra AoE DPS, and that is pretty much required because Glyph of Recklessness is, because your critical chance is going to go down the drain. And this is just preference. I like Subtle Defender to have this provide a damage reduction without aggroing. I like to fear my enemies. That way because it's really valuable. I'll show you in here how it's valuable. And that's talents and glyphs. That's about it. Let's go in here and show you the stats. Crit. See, I don't think hit and expertise gets nerfed unless I think it's below the cap, which is 7.5%. So if you need more expertise or hit, I would gen that for the third cogwheel instead of haste, because it's really invaluable. Well, not valuable for warriors. See, look, 463, and this is heroic. So you're not gonna. All of the stats are gonna be the same range rather. And the best in slot trinkets even get nerfed, so you may want to look into the Ghost Iron Dragonling. The Dragonling from the trinket is not good, but the stats are incredible. So when you enter a challenge mode dungeon, this will be the first thing you see, this fog gate here. In this particular dungeon, this fog gate can screw you over because there's a watchman that patrols this hall, and if you're too close, you will get bitten in the face and die. This orb right here starts it. You have 5 seconds, so you don't need to do a DBM timer. And the buckets is vital to this dungeon. They spawn right here, and after the commander mini boss, but I'll get to that. So just remember that they spawn here. Don't put a banquet or a guild bank there. Now I'll show you this dungeon on heroic. I can't solo challenge modes, or I wouldn't even be bothering with 5-man. I've seen it 2-manned, I've seen it 3-manned, but a warrior cannot solo challenge modes. So let's actually, okay, let's convert it to heroic. There we go. Now this may be a little slow. I will not kill the second boss because he hits like a truck. Like 100k per second truck. Now let's go insane and eat my food. See, that's the Pat. Now mark him with skull. In challenge modes, you don't want to AoE them down. I know in heroics you can. In fact, I'm probably going to do it anyway. Well, not anyway. I'm probably going to do it for the second watchman. That's the only one where I AoE them down. So what you want to do is, I don't have heroic throw on my bars because it's pretty much useless. Just put that here. Get rid of the vent macro. What Zigahoof will do on our first, well, what Zigahoof will do, she's our tank monk. She'll Crackling Jade Lightning or whatever single target spell and aggro that while she has the bucket. So the bucket, heroic throw, and throw the bucket. There. Now the dogs will eat that watchman instead. Then I, Uthin, the Holy Paladin, will grab the food bucket, run as quickly. You want to run as fast as lightning down this hallway because the dogs hurt in challenge mode. I will judgment, then bubble, then throw the bucket. There. That's that. Generally, you don't want to AoE but the cloak doesn't proc in challenge mode, so you don't have to worry about that. If you do have that, Zigahoof will be the one to pick up the archery target. What she will do is it will be like right up here in midair. She will roll twice up to the commander. You should AoE these down. This is where the stand in place fear comes in handy, because once she's done, once she's all the way over there and she's aggroed, she can't do anything. So if you can get like right behind her and fear them, that would buy her the time she needs to recuperate. Let's do it. I'll show you how it would work. Now in challenge modes, the fires from the archers hurt. You don't want to stand in them ever. I can heal through it, that's not a problem. It's just a pain. This will be so much faster in challenge modes. Now you want to, once it's broken, you want to fear them. Gotta heal. That was close. Okay. Nice. Alright, Zigahoof will take a bucket, run over there, aggro that watchman with one of her abilities, and then comes crawling back while I pick up a bucket. Bubble once again. Judgment the watchman. Well, judgment then bubble. Throw the bucket. That's all you need to do. And then we're at the first boss. You really don't do anything up to this point. Now, Mara, this is where you use your Skull Banner and your Shattering Throw. Since we are running two warriors, you and Doc, we will alternate them between bosses. So Mara, you will Shattering Throw and Skull Banner for the first and third boss. Doc, you will Skull Banner for the second boss. I will not be showing you the second boss on here because, as I've said, it hits like a truck. Now let's go over two vital abilities to warriors that can make or break a challenge mode: Demoralizing Banner and Rallying Cry. You will never ever use those two abilities for bosses, mainly because the trash hits a lot harder. You want to coordinate them. Let Doc know, Myra, if you use Demoralizing Banner and Rallying Cry. That way he can save his abilities, those same two abilities, for a later trash pack. There's only two. Sorry. There's only two trash packs in here that I'm a little nervous about. And that's when I'll say, pop those defensive abilities, and I'll even show you how it would work. So, Battle Shout, let's get this rolling. Shatter, oh, wait. If you don't know already, the burst macro, this is it. I had Avatar because I soloed it yesterday, and the second boss was a pain. So save that, memorize this. What that will do is you use Shattering Throw, Charge, Burst macro, and you have Recklessness and Skull Banner already. Then it's just your rotation. Just keep it up. Let's actually kill the obedient hounds. It's gonna be a pain. Yeah, shield wall, that's good. Run and cry and die by the sword. That's that. Oh, and don't pre-plot for this boss. I know it's counterintuitive not to, but you run the risk of not being able to use your invisibility pot right after, and I'll show you that as well. Rest in peace, old boss. I miss you. Alright, back to the video. Once the boss is dead, you want to heal up however you can. Like I'm about to if I can. I guess I just have to eat again? Do I even have food? I don't. So once you're here, I'll put a raid marker down. If I can. I cannot. Okay, so when you're right here by the last candle, you want to pop your invisibility pot. See, you see how I used my health potion and it's on cooldown? You don't want that. So you pop the invisibility potion right at that last candlestick. You run. Just keep running. Zigahoof will actually break hers early. The only person that needs to worry about that is me. But once you're like right around here, you should see Zigahoof out and doing his her raging rushing Jade Wind. That's your cue to get out and start destroying these. Come on. That's the trash pack I just killed will have a defender, and Myra or Doc, whoever wants to. This is one of the two trash packs that you use Demoralizing Banner and Rallying Cry for. This is the second boss, but there's a patrol right here. Depending on where they are, like if they're right there when we do challenge modes, we will go for the second boss. But if they're like right where I am right now, we'll go ahead and line of sight them, pull them, kill them. And Myra, that would be your cue to put Demoralizing Banner and Rallying Cry. Just so you help me keep the party up. Now, I'm not doing this fight. The only comments I have is that this fight is normal. You'll run up here, Zigahoof will stay here, like stand like right here about, don't stand in front of the boss. AoE so that the defenders lose their armor, and just single target this boss down as fast as possible. Now, I'm going to mark your primary target. There, in challenge modes, there will be 2 evangelists. But, oh wait, forgot. We're going to CC them, so this will be none. I want to say it's Evoker first, because of Flame Strike. Then, which one is harder? Myrmidon, I suppose. And we will CC both evangelists. Zigahoof will paralyze one. I will pick up repentance and repentance 1. So since I don't have really a good CC, what I'll do is run charge that and then fear. Come on. I get, oh right, okay. Let's reflect some stuff. I suppose this would be a good place to use mass spell reflection. Just so that we don't have to worry about interrupts as much, but the strat will be the same. CC the 2 evangelists and just kill them as fast as possible. I hope I don't die from this. Line of sight. gets hit like a truck, so I'm gonna pop that early. Dragon Roar. Alright, that wasn't so bad. In challenge modes, this will be done much faster. I will pull probably 2 to 3 packs at the same time. I'm just being cautious here. Let's taunt before they get there. Oh, okay. Let's fear that. Okay, one of them broke. That's fine. Just pull them back here. You want to focus the guardians because in challenge modes they stun you. Which is not terribly bad, but it can pressure a wipe. You don't want that. You do not want that. Not when we're this far. So I did this in like 4 pulls. Zigahoof will do this in like 2, depending on time. Zigahoof will aggro the scholar, line of sight them. Then just make sure you interrupt the bubble. And that's that. Charge the scholar, no need to really do anything special. Pre-interrupt for the silence. See if I can heal the full. Ah, close. Oh well. Now this fight again remains the same. Power Blast needs to be interrupted. Book Burner will be stood in by Zigahoof, and his Greater Dragon Breath needs to be avoided, and I'll show you all that in action. So we're gonna Shatter and Throw. Mara, this is your job. Shatter and Throw. Challenge, not challenge. Charge, Burst Macro. Then just kill him. Reflect that. Basically screwed itself over. Pop that. I'm gonna keep that up. I don't really care. Make sure where you know where he's facing. His Greater Dragon Breaths can kill you. Damn. I'm gonna pop some emergency cooldowns. Just so I don't wipe embarrassingly. 1.9, I got this. Reflect that. Interrupt that. And GG, you got your golds. If everything goes perfectly. And that's all. If you have any questions, Myra, Doc, just send me an in-game mail.